All right, let's dive into communication. We often think it's just about talking, but it's so much more than that. Think of it like an invisible bridge, one that connects your world to someone else's. It's what turns total confusion into crystal clarity. And today, we're going to figure out exactly how to build that bridge and make it stronger than ever.
Have you ever had that feeling where you've explained something, you think you've laid it out perfectly, but all you get back is a blank spare? It's that sinking feeling, right? That you're just not being heard. It's one of the most frustrating human experiences there is. And let's be real. These little communication misfires, they happen all the time. We've all been there. You've got the classic, "I'm fine," when your body language is practically screaming the opposite. Or you ask a coworker for a quick update and you get back something the size of a novel. And oh, my personal favorite, listening to someone you care about while your eyes are glued to the TV. Yep, it's in these tiny moments that the wires get totally crossed.
Okay, so what gives? Why does this happen over and over again? Well, we're about to unpack why we so often talk past each other so we can finally start talking to each other. Before we can fix the problem, we kind of have to pop the hood and see how the engine is supposed to run. So let's demystify the whole thing with a really simple model of how we actually connect. It's way more straightforward than you might think.
At its absolute core, communication is just a transfer. That's it. It's the process of taking something from inside your head, an idea, a thought, a feeling, and getting it successfully into someone else's head. And for that to happen, you only need two people, a sender and a receiver.
And this cycle right here shows the whole journey. So it starts with an idea in the sender's brain, they turn it into a message, words, an email, even just a look. That gets sent, and then it's received. But step 5 is the magic ingredient, feedback. Without feedback, you're basically just shouting into the void. Feedback is what closes the loop. It's the receiver saying, "Got it," loud and clear. So the big question is, how do we make sure that loop works? How do we make sure the message actually lands? Well, it turns out you have a powerful toolkit at your disposal. Let's break down the 5 essential tools you need to build those rock-solid connections.
First up in the toolkit, clarity. Look, this isn't about using big, fancy words to sound smart. It's about being understood, period. The most effective communication is often the simplest. Just say what you mean as clearly and cleanly as possible.
And you can see the difference right here. On the one hand, you've got that monster report that no one has time to read. It actually hides the main point. But on the other side, boom, sharp, direct, and it respects everyone's time. That's what we're aiming for.
All right, tool number 2. And honestly, this one might be the most underrated of them all. Active listening. This isn't just about being quiet while someone else is talking. It's a full contact sport. It means you're totally engaged, trying to understand what's really being said. And hey, remember our TV scenario? The bad example isn't listening. It's just hearing sounds. But the good example? That's engagement. Putting down the remote, making eye contact, those little things send a huge message. I am with you, and what you're saying matters to me.
Next up, tool number 3, and it's a big one, empathy. It's like a communication superpower. It's the ability to truly try and see the world from another person's point of view. It's not just hearing their words, it's trying to feel the emotion behind them. Just think about it. If your friend is really going through it, telling them to just go watch Netflix kind of dismisses their feelings, doesn't it? But an empathetic response, something like, "Wow, that sounds incredibly tough," that validates them. It shows you're there to understand, not just to fix.
Our 4th tool is tricky. Let's be honest, it can be tough. It's honest feedback. So often we avoid it because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But here's the thing. Feedback that isn't true is completely useless. The real skill is delivering that truth with respect.
See, just sugarcoating a problem doesn't help anyone. It just lets the issue get worse. But giving direct, honest, and respectful feedback, that's an act of trust. It's saying, "I care enough about this and about you to be straight with you so we can actually make things better."
And finally, our 5th tool in the kit, nonverbal cues. We're talking body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, all the things you're saying without saying a single word. And here's the kicker. If your words say one thing and your body says another, people will believe your body. Every single time.
And this is the perfect example, isn't it? That classic, "I'm fine," delivered through clenched teeth, it just creates total confusion. Your brain short circuits. But when your words and your body are in sync, when they're telling the same story, that's authenticity. That's when people trust you.
Okay, so we've got our amazing toolkit. We're all set, right? Well, not so fast. The real world is messy, and it's filled with traps that can derail even our best intentions. Let's call them what they are: conversation wreckers. And we need to know how to spot them.
So here they are, the 5 biggest culprits. First, you've got jargon. You know when a doctor uses some complicated term and your eyes just glaze over? That's jargon. Then there are cultural differences, where a simple thumbs up could be a huge insult somewhere else. Emotional barriers. That's when we're too angry or upset to even hear what's being said. Distractions? I mean, our phones are basically professional distraction machines, right? And maybe the most dangerous one, assumptions. That's when we think we know what they're going to say, so we just stop listening. Any one of these can stop a conversation dead in its tracks.
Okay, we've got the tools. We know the traps. So, now what? How do we put all this together and actually build that bridge to clarity, conversation after conversation? Well, here's your game plan.
Here it is, your bridge building plan. First, use simple language, just ditch the jargon. Second, actively ask for feedback to close that loop. Third, be curious and sensitive to other cultures and perspectives. Fourth, practice that active, focused listening. Put the phone away. And finally, the ultimate secret weapon, verify what you heard. A simple phrase like, okay, so what I'm hearing you say is maybe the single most powerful tool for preventing misunderstandings.
And this quote just ties it all together perfectly. Good communication isn't some kind of magic power you're born with. It's a structure. It's something you build piece by piece with every single conversation. It is the bridge that takes us from confusion to clarity.